outlast their bodies and at the same time be in their bodies. And the sort of bifurcation of things by which plants are at the one time remedies and toxins, and everything we do has two possible interpretations. So the book ends with a long poem. I'm a kind of Darwinian gardener. Things really have to fight for place, and I put too much in and see what survives. And so this is a long poem about observing the garden over the course of the year. Little green caterpillars were eating my rosebuds. I asked the horticulturist what they were called, and she said, I just call them little green caterpillars. Furious, the goldfinch scolds from the cedar. We top up the feeder with seed and keep out of his way. His cosmology must teem with obedient demons, lurking, clumsy, and pathetic in his peripheral vision. I squish the caterpillars by hand. To them, I am a vengeful god. In their larval stage, butterflies are destructive, all sinuous appetite on invisible legs. But full-fledged, they sip nectar daintily, fanning wings finer than the almost transparent blossoms of blue campanula pooled at their feet. So I bargain with them, as one does with all fierce creatures. Don't kill my babies, and I won't kill yours. This winter's losses: one moonbeam coreopsis to a stilbe, a Japanese fern, and a shade-loving yew that should have done better. The ledger balanced by self-seeding mysotis, mallow, and dill, sunny euphorbia, and purple vetch. Unbalance, a balance I can live with. The losses were costlier than the gains, but isn't that always the way? Meanwhile, the garden goes on endlessly improvising, climbing roses that never bloomed before, a white cataract over the fence, and the unfailing Rudbeckia failing. To lure the ruby-throated hummingbird, I planted Monarda. It didn't take, but the bird still visits from time to time, a transient vision. To drive the black cat from the bushes, I sprayed him with the hose. Hissing in defiance, he continues to stalk the feeder. Like poets, gardeners never concede failure. If something doesn't thrive, they promptly transplant it. And, obsessed with pruning, they rise at dawn while honest folks still sleep to savage what they've made. A found poem about certain potentially dangerous plants in my garden. These are actually things I found on the internet. Horses have been poisoned in Japan by ingesting the leaves of chives in early spring. In the Netherlands, during the Second World War, starving cattle were fed daffodil bulbs and fatally poisoned. Some livestock in Nova Scotia seem unaffected by grazing lupins. Their milk becomes poisoned. Ingesting large quantities of lily of the valley can cause problems to family pets, such as dogs and cats. Scilla is not a good plant to have around children or pets which have a habit of chewing leaves. Poppy seeds are harmless and edible, but all other parts of the poppy contain toxins. Bleeding heart may be a threat. If children are tempted to eat the showy, white or pink, heart-shaped blossoms. The showy, white or pink, heart-shaped blossoms, for all their delicacy, withstand the windiest weather. But the upright spears of delphinium are defeated by a single night of summer rain. The flowers I love best, peonies, irises, poppies, are transient as twilight. But the garden gathers them up in huge, ebullient armfuls, like a father lofting his child. Some say the garden is all about survival. Survival and sacrifice. Dogwood dipping silver blades in the blood of the Japanese maple, armature of honeysuckle buttressing a sickly clematis. That's not why I love it. I love it because it is unpredictable. Because it takes my tentative little efforts and riffs them into a fat, sassy jazz I didn't know I had in me. Because it doesn't hold back. Because it says fuck you to decorum and fuck me to all the butterflies. Like the bumblebee, I am partial to blue flowers. In my garden, Keonodoxa politely clears the snow for Scylla. Scylla makes way for busy Mysotis. Allium fireworks explode against the fence, while harebells and hydrangeas lay their cool wrists on a fever of roses. And brilliant delphiniums coach lilies to aim ever higher. I love this river of blue, bluer, bluest bloom, flowing through the hay-colored, heat-scorched grass, soothing it, and me, and the browsing, buzzy, fat, happy bees. Aconitum in October, extravagant purple, a wizard's hat floating among the yellow leaves, monkshood they call it, though it's nothing so ascetic or forlorn. In the beaten-down garden, only the rosehip's hard brightness challenge its devil-may-care, it's too late for regrets, defiance. Those rosehips which, in their tough little hearts, hold more compacted brilliance than the easy blossoms they follow. Late bloomers. Late, as in late bronze. Not tardy, but ripe. Their expiration is callously drawn out, a cascade of loss. The body shrinking, wrinkling, yellowing, a leaf-by-leaf amputation, until the blackened head stares blindly at that sun it can no longer follow. Meanwhile, new blooms spring up around the fading ancients, shouldering them aside, oblivious, heartless, but so beautiful we instantly forget them. Life flits from blossom to blossom. Its tongue probes the honey of summer. It is insatiable. Those we love we try to coax into staying, but it is not their way, though they swear never to forget us and to return bearing new gifts. We clutch this promise to us through the chill that follows, squinting at the snow, imagining instead a blizzard of white blossom. Thank you.